Hello, fourth grade scholars. This is Mrs. Vasiloff. I am super excited to be able to lead you through this lesson today. So one of the big questions we've been studying is waves. We've been studying waves, and we've been talking about how do sound waves work? We can't see sound waves, right? If you're talking to your friend or even listening to me right now, you can't see the waves. How do we know that sound comes in waves? Well, because today we're going to be scientists, we're going to do an experiment to see if we can figure that out. One of the ways we can prove that sound works in waves. So I want you to consider, first of all good scientists do one thing. They take notes. Yes, I know, they take notes. Science notes are really important because it's our own observations and our own way of telling the story. So at the end of the lesson, you're going to have a copy of my notes that have big ... dots. That's for you to fill in what you want to. But for right now, what I would like for you to do is to take notes as you're going through this lesson and then add them in, create your own set of notes to share with me for later on. So the first question here, let me just point out real quickly how I set this up. I set up my science notes in 3 boxes. I have a little box on the side that says cues. And what that means is if I'm trying to study real quickly, and let's say I'm wondering how does sound work, I might find a little cue here, how does sound look? And I can go look at the definition right there. So these are sort of the big ideas. And then I write all my notes in the notes side. And then at the very end, I'm going to summarize, what did I actually learn or what did I see? So when you're setting up your note page for a science lesson, this is a really nice way to do it. Now, the other thing you're going to see is I don't have a lot of drawings, but drawings and notes, and in science in particular, can be very helpful. So feel free to cover your notes with drawings that help explain what you saw or observed. Okay, so after class, you're going to complete this, but for right now, I want you to take notes as we go through the experiment. What is the experiment, you ask? The question that we have right now is, how can we tell that sound travels in waves? The way we're going to experiment with this is we're going to use very high-tech stuff, saran wrap. We're going to use a bowl. We're going to put the saran wrap very nicely on the bowl, really tight. And then we're going to use sprinkles. I'm sacrificing the sprinkles that would normally go on my ice cream. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this, and on the bowl, I'm going to make sure my saran wrap is nice and tight. And then I'm going to pour some extra sprinkles on my bowl. So the question that I have for you is, I'm going to do 2 things, and I want you to write these down in your notes. What do you think is going to happen when I make a lot of noise around the bowl and the sprinkles? And I'm going to use 2 things. I'm going to use my voice, and I'm going to use a pan and a spoon, which my dog Chaya doesn't like at all, just to be clear. So right now, in your notes, I want you to write down your prediction. What's going to happen when Miss Vasiloff makes noise from her voice to this experiment here? And also, what's going to happen when she rings and hits the pan? So take a minute to write down some notes for me. I won't pause that long, but here we go. So now let's try the experiment. I'm going to aim my camera down so you can see it a little bit clearer. And we're going to use sound from my voice and sound from the pan. Are you ready? Okay. Can you all see the little sprinkles right there? I think that looks pretty good. Okay, ready? I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, hello, 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 hello. Now I have to be careful that I'm not blowing on it. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hum. What did you notice? I didn't touch it, right? Let's try it again. Ready? I'm going to just hum. Did you see the move? What does that say about sound? There wasn't any air going on it, and our sprinkles moved. I wonder why. Okay, ready for our next piece? Now we're going to try it with this pan lid, and we're going to try, as I ring the pan lid, I want you to watch all of our sprinkles. Ready? I think I made a mess of sprinkles. Let's try it one more time. Did you guys see them jumping around? What does that say? Here we go. This is something you can do at home. I would really encourage you to try this at home. In fact, if you want to take notes on what you do at home, even better. So here's the question. What did we notice? What did we see? And what do we think happened? So as you're writing down your notes in the class, I want you to think, I noticed that. I want you to say, I noticed that. And then I want you to say, sound travels in waves. And one way to prove it is through this experiment. So tell me how you can prove it. And the final and big question I have for you is, what's another way that you could test to see how sound works? And I'll give you a hint. I would love for you guys to come up with some designs. Show me your experiments that you did. But one of the other great ways to do it is with a cup of water and music. Yeah, cup of water and music. All right, scholars. So I hope today, as you've looked at this experiment, that you've understood a little bit more, or you've experimented and proven that sound can move in waves. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm glad you're scientists, and go Golden Eagles.